Hi and welcome. This is Rani Mazumdar from Jacob Boot. I'm recording today about Messi's departure from Barcelona uh, after 21 years of staying on the club, getting all the recognition and all the trophies for Barcelona of 16 years of professional career, and Lionel Messi has to leave. So we'll investigate what are the reasons that he was forced to leave. First of all, the mismanagement of the previous board. If we go back to 2011, Sandro Rosell, 2011-12, he was elected and he got Neymar from Santos, and that was a questionable deal that he had some numbers, had some proxy numbers set up, and he was caught on that later on, and his deputy, Jose Maria Bartomeu, basically stepped in for him. 2015, Luis Enrique basically had a very poor first half of the season with Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. But in the second half, they recovered and they got treble, winning Copa del Rey, La Liga, as well as UEFA Champions League. And that season and that treble basically saved Luis Enrique's job, as well as Bartomeu's reign as well. He got re-elected basically by saying that he is getting some success. Later on, following that year, Luis Enrique left, and Neymar also was purchased by the huge amount of 222 million euros through Paris Saint-Germain. Paris basically got Neymar, and after that, Barcelona got a lot of cash, and they wanted to replace Neymar by buying Ousmane Dembele and Philippe Coutinho from Borussia Dortmund and Liverpool, respectively. And later on, they have bought a whole lot of player, spend a huge amount of money on the transfers, as well as later on gone and bought Antoine Griezmann from Atletico Madrid. These are some of the headline names, and they've bought some of the names such as Neto, Martin Braithwaite, as well as Artur Melo, that didn't really went very well later on, swapped with Miralem Pjanic from Juventus. So they had some of the existing players such as Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, Sergio Roberto, who were on a huge pay scale, and the revenue was great through some of the deals. But when the pandemic hit, Barcelona got hit by the pandemic like any other clubs, but their revenue was stifled basically, and then the revenue was not generating. They were in financial crisis. They asked the players to take pay cut, which players did, including Lionel Messi was in a record-breaking fee salary, but nobody had seen pandemic basically coming in, and Messi and others agreed to pay cut. But eventually, the club basically mismanaged through the financial deals and the contracts, the long-term contracts, and a huge pay scale, as well as some of the questionable decisions, such as sacking Valverde and getting Quique Setién and a huge sum of money, and also not continuing with him for long. Basically, there are a lot of mismanagement and a lot of lies and a lot of extortions has been happening in Barcelona. Bartomeu is under corruption charges, and if I'm not wrong, he's facing some jail time. But whatever has the damage has been already happened. Laporta came in, basically promising that Messi would stay, and he got elected. But later on, he found out that financial crisis, and Bartomeu basically had a very good relation with Florentino Perez, the president of Real Madrid, and Anelli of Juventus, and they tried to launch the UEFA Super League, which didn't happen last year. But Barcelona, including Bartomeu and the current president, Laporta, is banking on that European Super League and getting that money. But La Liga and the UEFA is against it. Javier Tebas, the president of La Liga, basically wants to clamp down all the activities with the Super League. So he basically saying there was financial fair play from 2011-12, but there's a new rule set up, and according to the new rule, no team in the La Liga can spend on salaries of the players more than 70%. Barcelona were spending 110%, which is unsustainable. Messi's contract just expired, but Messi was told that it's just a matter of time that he'll get a new contract. Although the last year he wanted to leave with the previous president, Bartomeu, on the helm. This year there is a change of heart. He wanted to stay. He wanted to really focus on Barcelona and his European football career, at least in Barcelona, like Xavi did, and Iniesta did. So everything looked to be in place, at least from Messi's camp. The new president came in and basically said that he will be his contract will be renewed. So Messi went on and played for Argentina, and Copa America won it, and then he was in holidays and he came back to sign. They agreed on verbal terms, but what was not really communicated with him was that that deal wasn't possible. He agreed to get the pay cut by 50% or even more. He agreed the deal with 2-year salary with a 5-year contract detail, but it eventually blocked by La Liga because of financial fair play rule. So it's not just Messi, because Messi was a free agent, he has to be registered. But there are other players who still need to be registered, such as Memphis Depay, Sergio Aguero, Eric Garcia, as well as Emerson, who got back from the Real Betis. So all wanted to play with Messi. They're still not registered. Barcelona has 31st August 2021 to register them. Most of them, especially Aguero, was told that he's going to play with Messi. So he took a huge pay cut from his salary compared to Manchester City, what he was getting. He got way less. And he agreed, but eventually Messi's contract could never be materialized in terms of written contract. And as a result, Barcelona still without Messi's contract sitting on 95%. And some people are saying, why can't Messi, if he's so emotional, why can't he play for free? You cannot really play for free in a professional league. That's against the law. You have to take minimum amount. And Messi was saying that today, an emotional bid to say farewell or bye to his personal colleagues. He was saying that he could not have done anything more. He offered 50% pay cut, and after that, the president basically didn't demand anything else. And then all of a sudden, that news broke down that they cannot afford Messi. So my question was, if Laporta did know that before, why it was not communicated with Leo Messi very clearly ahead of time? Maybe Laporta thought that Javier Tebas and La Liga basically would give it a pass because it was the greatest player of all time who have played in La Liga, was generating money for La Liga as well as Barcelona. It is reported that per year he was bringing $250 to $300 million in Barcelona's account, as well as some of the share goes to La Liga. How come they have messed up with that? Why they couldn't tell Messi before, or Messi's camp before that deal we're looking for, it cannot happen? Because if that even if Messi wanted to play for free, that was still Barcelona sitting on 95%, which is 25% less, actually more, 25% more than the cap of 70%. In the meantime, Laporta and Florentino Perez, as well as Juventus, are still dreaming on European Super League. And European Super League, Tebas doesn't want to happen. UEFA doesn't want to happen. Tebas wanted to bring an injection, financial injection for the teams, for all the La Liga teams, and by signing a deal with a company and putting a contract that says that no team of La Liga can play in the European Super League, but Barcelona and Real Madrid doesn't want to sign that contract, which could jeopardize the idea of European Super League for next 50 years. So Barcelona is still hoping, alongside with Florentino Perez and Real Madrid, that, and also obviously Juventus, that they still can get the European Super Leagues going. Because of the European Super Leagues, because of the previous mismanagement of the previous boards, and because Lionel Messi is actually the free agent, if he had a contract, that they could have trimmed other players. Now it is interesting to see who else goes out from Barcelona, because they still cannot register the new players, as well as they have to trim the squad. They've tried to sell Samuel Umtiti, who's in a huge salary, had a very good first year, but after that he didn't really play much. Ousmane Dembele, most of the time he was injured. He had a very good year, very good fit year last year, as well as Felipe Coutinho was mostly injured, but taking a huge amount of salary because of his contract. Antoine Griezmann is getting a lot of salary as well. There are others such as Sergio Roberto, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, even backup keeper Neto, Milan Pjanic, Martin Braithwaite. The list goes on. So right now, Barcelona, without Messi sitting on 95%, they still have to cut 25% to get into the league, and they still are banking on the hope of European Super League. And I thought that Laporta won that election by saying that he's keeping Messi. He's banking on Messi getting stay, and Messi wanted to stay. But eventually, Laporta basically saying that club's future is more important than Messi. It is incredible and forgivable that how Messi was not communicated the real situation, how it was done. And I think somehow he should feel a little bit of in a blind side, that what was happening was not very clear or very transparent or communicated to him very clearly. It seems like that he's going to go in Paris Saint-Germain, because that's the only club that can afford Lionel Messi's salary, as well as they're competing in UEFA Champions League at the highest level. For Barcelona, life starts after Lionel Messi. It was painful to see him the way he was said by basically to the club. He has given everything. Barcelona, before Messi, hasn't won in Europe more than Nottingham Forest. Let that sink in. So Messi, after he started playing, won 36 titles with Barcelona. It could be 37 too. I could be wrong by one or two, but gave. I used to live in South Asia, and I used to wake up to see Messi. I used to, feel guilty if I have slept and not watch a game of Messi. That content for 16 years. Now that ends. As a fan, it is heartbreaking to see the way he got almost forced out, didn't want to leave. But everything has an end, and hoping that Lionel Messi really generates some more powerful performance for his new team, and Barcelona keep fighting for silverware. But it would be hard. It would be hard to get such talented player who is the greatest of all time, for me at least. Even for the last 3-4 years, Barcelona hasn't been great in terms of team, but he kept producing superhuman performances basically to make sure that Barcelona competes at very highest level and get some silverware. And he's by far, by huge margin, is the best player on that squad. And Barcelona and Messi became synonymous. Barcelona means Messi, Messi means Barcelona, and not a single time he played with a different club's shirt. It would be very weird to see him like that. So it all started somehow in 2015 after treble winning season, and that's the shirt I'm wearing. And yeah, it's unforgivable the way the greatest asset, the diamond, the jewel, was treated by Barcelona, by La Liga, by previous management. And yeah, it is that the politics of European Super League got into it, the mismanagement of overspending on too many players, and have a longer contract in huge pay scale. COVID-19 hitting the revenue generation, as well as some of the TV rights getting equally distributed among all the clubs that Real Madrid and Barcelona both are against. Not able to sell some of the players because everybody knew that Barcelona wanted to sell players, and nobody could afford someone to be on the similar wage range or offer similar wage range that Barcelona were paying him. Or say, for example, Martin Braithwaite or Neto, or say, for example, Milan Pjanic. So Barcelona couldn't sell players. They're trying for the last 2 months, and they got 4 no players. 2 of them are in free transfer, but still they have to register them, and it would be interesting to see who actually gets chopped off and who actually they can manage to sell. And yeah, it is a different era for Barcelona and Leo Messi for himself. It would be incredible to see how he plays, and just even thinking of him in a different shirt, be it any shirt, maybe Paris Saint-Germain. It is incredible. Paris Saint-Germain does make sense because there is his best friend, Neymar plays, Di Maria plays, Paredes, as well as Mauricio Pochettino is from Rosario as well. It's Messi's hometown. But again, the way club was treated for last 4 or 5 years, the bad work of the previous boards, so Mario Bartomeu, as well as the board they're using Messi as a token to win the election, and letting Messi down. That's what I kind of felt after watching that interview. We probably won't ever see such player-club relationship and producing that amount of magic from a single player for a single club's jersey forever, because the sports has changed. Xavi, Iniesta, I think, were the last players who played for one club. Messi wanted to do that. Unfortunately, he was forced to left out. So yeah, this is the whole story of the Messi saga. He wanted to take a pay cut. He wanted to stay. He was captain of the team. It seems like Barcelona, due to the financial situation, due to other reasons, such as even Super League, they wanted to take off that huge salary they were trying to spend for Messi, and that's how it ended. Hope you liked the video. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel for more updates and more news on football. I'll try to cover, but it's a very sad day for any football lover who has seen Messi basically getting teared up and leave in fashion that he has left. He deserved better fitting farewell with fans full of the Camp Nou. But again, that's life. Life goes on, and please subscribe, like, comment. If you have any question, please feel free to comment here and hit the bell icon and make sure that we keep bringing seventh contents. Thank you.